Jim Hawks never saw it coming, nor could he have ever imagined the horrors that awaited him. On a cold October night, when the chill of autumn crept into the bones and the fog curled low against the ground like a living thing, he knew something was off about the cemetery. The night was quiet. Too quiet, but it was supposed to be that way. This was Rosewood Cemetery, after all. A place that most people avoided once the sun went down. It was where the old and the forgotten came to rest. And Jim had spent the last 5 years walking the grounds. He knew every cracked tombstone, every bent iron fence, and every old mausoleum that cast long, eerie shadows in the night. But tonight felt different. The air had a weight to it, a pressure that made his skin crawl even as the fog rolled in, hiding the grave markers in its misty embrace. Jim chalked it up to his exhaustion. His shifts had been longer recently, and the creeping feeling of dread could have been the result of sleep deprivation. He should have gone home hours ago, but there was always one more task to finish, one more thing to check, just to make sure the place was secure for the night. He'd promised his boss that tonight would be his last shift. It was meant to be a final farewell to this forgotten place. After tonight, he would be free, but what he didn't know was that the cemetery wasn't ready to let him go. Jim walked the familiar path between rows of aging graves. The fog moved with him, thick and suffocating. It clung to his clothes like an insidious hand, dampening his every movement. The sounds of the world outside seemed to fade away, leaving him in a suffocating bubble of silence. All he could hear was the occasional rustle of leaves being carried by a phantom breeze, and his own breathing, heavy and strained as though the night itself was pressing in on him. "Just finish up," Jim muttered to himself. He had walked this route 100 times before. The rusted gate at the far end of the cemetery, where the maintenance shed was located, was in sight. He was almost there. He passed the section where the oldest graves were, the ones where the names had worn away, leaving only blank stone markers, the ones no one visited anymore. He paused for a moment, taking in the forgotten tombstones, their edges smoothed with the passage of time. A noise broke the stillness, an unmistakable sound of something shifting in the darkness. Jim's head snapped around, but there was no one there. Not even the faintest whisper of movement in the fog. His pulse quickened, but he forced himself to relax. It was probably just an animal, he thought. Some critter out for a midnight stroll. His flashlight flickered as he swung it around, cutting through the fog. Then he heard it again, this time closer,